What is up, Fiend fam? Throttle Fiend coming back at you with another video. Boy, have I missed you all. I am very apologetic about my lack of content recently. Excuse me. I will go into it greater in depth in another video, most likely my video about my Virginia Moto meetup trip. Sidebar to that, there is no footage. I have pictures, but technology just was my enemy the entire weekend. But I did learn a lot from that trip, and I definitely want to pass on my knowledge to as many other people as possible. But at any rate, I am currently on my way to Harv's Harley-Davidson in Macedon, New York. That's my personal local Harley-Davidson dealer. They're having a demo day today, and I'm going to try and ride the Pan America. And who knows? Maybe you'll see me on a bagger. I got to see what they have available, but I'm really intrigued by the Pan America, and I definitely want to check it out. So I've been very cautiously optimistic about this bike. I think that Harley definitely has their work cut out for them, coming into a field that is already very oversaturated. And it looks like they're aiming directly for the quote-unquote king of the hill and the BMW 1250 GS adventure bike. I was critical of Harley at first when they first announced all the specs and pricing on the Pan America. I don't get me wrong, I certainly believe that it is a worthwhile motorcycle in that segment at that price. I was just hoping that they would release a mid-size version of it as well as the 1250. So like they could have done like a 700 or a 750 special and then the 1250 special, rather than just doing the 1250 and the 1250 special. But you know, we'll see how things go. If enough buzz is generated by the Pan America as it is now, we may see Harley decide to branch out in that category and come out with some smaller, little less expensive alternatives. I mean, I don't care what segment of motorcycles you're looking into. $20,000, while you get a lot for that money, $20,000 is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that's slightly more than I paid for my lowrider rod. But we'll definitely see. Every indication that I've gotten so far from every ride that I've seen from real riders, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way, but you've got people, I mean, that's their job. So, you know, they have their preconceived notions, they have this, they have that. You know, somebody like a Whit Mesa who just did an iron butt on the Pan America and is planning on doing 48 states in 10 days. Shout out to Whit. That's beyond incredible. You inspire me and Moto Pink Sensei, aka Mrs. Throttle Fiend, on the daily. Gotta get some gas. Be right back. And we're back. Got a little bit of fuel. And like I said, I'm on my way to Harv's Harley-Davidson to test ride the Pan America. And as I was saying before, you've got, you know, moto journalists, and again, nothing disparaging against them, but they ride so many different bikes and have their own preconceived notions. I mean, we all do, but you know, that's what they do. That's their 9 to 5. You know, you get somebody like a Whit Mesa or even Wet Banana Mike, who for all intents and purposes is a Harley hater, but he was so impressed by the Pan America that he actually went out and put his own money down. He purchased a Pan America special, and he has done nothing but rave about how awesome it is. So for someone to be an avowed, at the very least, Dyna hater, if not Harley hater all in, to be willing to put their own money on the line and you know, to jump into the pool, to drink the Kool-Aid, whatever euphemism you want to use, says a lot to me personally. Now, if you watch this channel, you know that, you know, I like all things motorcycle. I don't care if it's 2 wheels, 3 wheels. Heck, you get one of those trikes with the 4th wheel quad, I guess. You know, they do make them. So it's like a trike, but you can still counter steer and lean into turns and everything. You know, I make no bones. I wave to scooters. If you're on a motorcycle-like type vehicle, you are not in a cage, and to me that makes you family, and I support you 110%. So yeah, I have no preconceived notions. I know what I can ride, what I can't ride. Like, you'll likely never, even on a test ride, you'll likely never see me on a sport bike. I just, with my arthritis, I can't handle having the weight over my wrists like that. But I certainly respect them, and I certainly understand the appeal. You know, as long as riders are being safe out there. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, I like to twist the wick just as much as the next rider. So I'm not going to sit here and be the paragon of safety and all that. But, you know, as long as people are using that thing in between their ears and having a good time while doing it, I support it. But ever since Harley first announced that the Pan America was in production, I've been very intrigued by it. Actually, to be quite frank, I was really surprised that they came out with it with the accoutrements that it has at the price point that it did. I thought for sure that that bike was going to be a minimum $25K, which gave me shades of the live wire all over again. And as many of you know, and for those that don't know, Harley has actually spun the Livewire brand off from Harley-Davidson. It's its own gig now. So which kind of worries me, but I guess if it's not under the Harley umbrella, maybe that it will allow them to be able to take some more risks and do other things. You know, I've made no bones about the fact that for the Livewire, I was all in at $15,000. When they came out with that $30,000 price tag, while I understand from a standpoint of what they have into that bike, the Livewire is a halo bike, make no bones about it. That is the best of the best of the best that's available as of the time that it was designed and released. But they've only sold like 400 of them. You know, so that's to people who, you know, have like gobs of expendable income, you know, and who live in an urban environment where it's okay that they're able to get on the Livewire, ride to work, plug it in at work, ride at home, plug it in at home. If they happen to go for a joyride or something after work on a night during a weeknight or on the weekend. You know, they're not too far from somewhere where they can plug in. I mean, if the Livewire were able to give us the kind of mileage that you can get out of a Harley touring bike, I might consider it. I would definitely consider it if they would give us that kind of mileage, and I would be able to charge it up in, say, a half an hour, you know, 15 minutes, half an hour. But the technology's just not there yet. And, you know, I'm not crying poor, but I don't have $30,000 to spend on a motorcycle that is not going to be used to its fullest potential. I mean, at the end of the day, as with everything I've said about Harley and other manufacturers, competition is good. It drives innovation, it drives the market forward. It's what's best for us consumers. You know, everybody is buying things from Amazon these days, and myself included. I will admit, as much as I hate Amazon for what they're doing to local businesses, there's been times where I had to use them because either A, they were the only place to have something, or I couldn't get it anywhere else in time. I mean, make no bones, I always buy local whenever possible. You know, when I went to go get my touring bag, as an aside, when I went to go get my touring bag for my trip down to Virginia, you know, I went to KC Helmet and Cycle World in Canandaigua, New York. About a half an hour drive from me, give or take, or ride in this case. You know, the owner, and they've been there for years and years and years. You know, she and her husband are always willing to work with you on price, and they're also very competitive to begin with on price. So not only that, but you know, when I bought the bag, you know, she said take it out to your bike, put it on, make sure it fits. If you want to, take it on a test ride. You know, you're not going to get that from an Amazon. You're not going to get that from a Revzilla. Love your Revzilla, but I mean, in fairness, this was literally the day before I left, so that was on me for procrastinating. But it was mostly because I was trying to get away with only bringing a backpack. I was hoping that I could get away with just bringing a backpack and not needing a full-on $300 luggage thing for my bike. I completely overpacked. I could have totally gotten away with a backpack. Again, that's something that'll come up in the things I learned on my way to VAM video. I consider myself a fairly light packer, but I definitely went overboard, and I learned a lot. That's why you always got to keep your head on a swivel. I was in Orange Stage. I was wary going into that intersection. I mean, we had a green. She did not have the right of way, but I'm glad she made it through. I'm glad I made it through, and we're both happy for it. But anyways, like I was saying, you know, support your local businesses wherever you can. I mean, it really grinds my gears when you see people, you know, saying that Harley-Davidson must always be built in America, which, by the way, I agree with. But then they'll go out and buy all their parts from Amazon or Revzilla or even the Moco proper. their website. Keep in mind, you buy something off the Harley-Davidson website, your local dealership gets 0 of that money. That's all in the corporate's pockets. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, sometimes you have to do what you have to do because either it's not available or what have you. And I know that there are some people out there who don't have a local dealership within reasonable distance or with. I feel like I hit a home run when I met Harv's Harley-Davidson crew. You know, Kim and Sean and Brian and all those guys there. They've just been absolutely phenomenal. I love them. They're great. But I know that there's a lot of people that they don't have those same warm fuzzies that I do. You know, I just realized something. This battery may be almost drained down by the time I get to the dealership. I shouldn't have turned the camera on until I got there. Alright, so I'm going to end this here. Make sure that I have enough battery for the Pan America ride. So, to be continued. As always, stay shiny side up. Throttle Fiend out.